Stipe, this is a historic fight for you in a lot of ways. You know, you win this, you'll have more heavyweight title fight victories than anybody in UFC history. I'm just curious, will that be enough for you to finally get some respect at the firehouse, man? They give you no love there whatsoever. Will this finally get it?
No, man. Never going to change. They're going to make me clean toilets, mop floors, clean the trucks. And, that's what I love about them, man. They don't treat me any different. And I wish they did. But, you know, I'm still lowest man on the totem pole, working my way up. So maybe one day.
Yeah. Listen,
you know, it's crazy. I was just talking to him back there. I said, they give you some time off leading up to this fight? He said, I just worked Friday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I was going to say, I mean, I know what a humble guy you are, man, but, I mean, people are talking about you as the greatest of all time, and not just in the UFC, I mean, in all of mixed martial arts. I mean, when you hear that, what do you think?
It's great. You know, it means I'm doing something right. It means my coaches are doing something right. You know, it's not just me. It's, you know, my team. You know, we're in it together. You know, we sacrificed so much to get here, and you know, we ain't stopping.
Yeah. This is a huge rematch, of course. You dominated him the first time you guys fought. That night, did you think, man, this is a guy I'm probably going to have to see again at some point in my career? Did you think you sent a statement enough that night that, like, hey, we know who the better fighter is here?
I hope so. But you know, he's definitely gotten better. You know, we all evolve, and he's definitely evolved. And, of course, I knew I would probably see him down the road again. And, you know, listen, it's going to be a hell of a fight Saturday.
Yeah, no question. Of course, you've had the trilogy with Cormier in between. I'm curious, did that experience give you anything that you can take into this, right? Like what adjustments can be made in a rematch, how people adjust to you, what's different in a guy when you see him repeatedly. Did you take any lessons out of that series?
Yeah, it took a lot of things. You know, I think every fight, you know, win or lose, you learn. And but especially those fights, they were grilling fights. And, you know, DC is one of the best of all time. He's an amazing fighter, amazing wrestler, like I always say. And I definitely take a lot of things from that fight, you know, just, you know, like, you know, changing things up and just seeing what's happening. And, you know, he's real crafty, you know. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Last thing for me, for you, Stipe, you know, it seems that a win here and John Jones is next. That seems to be what's lurking out there. Dana has said that he thinks, you know, John deserves a title shot right away. I'm just curious if you think he deserves a title shot right away, and if that excites you. Does that feel like a super fight to you, or is it just, you know, just the next guy in line?
Well, if that was my decision, I wouldn't be fighting. I would be a matchmaker. Yeah, I feel like I would be doing that. But, yeah, you know, it's great. John Jones moving up. You know, there's new guys in the division. A lot of new guys are coming up. But right now, my focus is on Saturday. That's all I care about. You know, and once take care of business on Saturday, then we'll look into it.
Thanks, Stipe. Francis, for you, I did want to ask, you know, when you think back to that first fight, how do you remember it? I mean, is it a night that you think, man, that was me having a terrible night, or did you just look and say, that guy was the better fighter that night?
You know, I remember that fight from the preparation, and obviously I'm not taking credit of Stipe. He was a better fighter that night, but when I look at that fight, I hate to watch that fight because I don't recognize myself. Even the way that I'm fighting, the way that I'm rushing, that guy looked like me, but I don't recognize that style. And also, I did a lot of mistakes leading up to that fight. I wasn't even there myself, you know. I kind of like, I didn't even have an emotion in that fight. I don't know. I was just there, like, lack of emotion. But this time, things will be different. I had enough time. Me and my team, we put everything down right, and I think it's going to be right.
Dana, I want to ask you, it's kind of, this event's kind of the end of an era, right? I mean, the pay-per-views at the Apex, you've announced the next 2 shows are going to be in front of full crowds. Is that the plan moving forward now? I mean, are we back to or is it just those 2 shows in particular?
Yeah, no, I'm going to go everywhere that they're willing to sell out. So right now, we had the pre-sale in Jacksonville. We broke the arena record already. So I expect this thing to go on sale tomorrow and sell out in seconds. And we broke the arena record on the pre-sale.
Will we still do fight nights here at the Apex, or is it just pay-per-views? What's the plan right now?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I'm willing to go anywhere that we can sell out. And, you know, we got the next 2 shows lined up. And, you know, I was saying this morning to people, everybody's talking about, you know, they're first. They're not first. We're first. Nobody's going to do it like we're going to do it. They're talking outdoor arenas. Most of them probably won't sell out. Social distancing, all that stuff. We're selling out an arena, packed, record-breaking. You know, I'm excited. And I'm going to go everywhere that people want to want to do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what got you ready to pull the trigger? You've been saying all along, we're going to be first back.
I tried to move this fight.
Did you really?
Yeah, this fight was going to be there. No. Yeah, this fight was supposed to be there.
So you weren't joking when you said you might
I
do it.
definitely wasn't joking. I really tried to do it.
So what got you to finally say we're ready? We're ready.
I've been ready.
Fair enough. Last thing, Dana, I want to ask you, I know we're talking about 260, but we haven't seen you since the Khabib news became official. So I did want to ask you, the GOAT walking away, what made you finally accept it and go, all right, you're done? Yeah,
No, listen, I told you I was gonna hammer on him for a while and try to get him to come back and fight. We got together. We had some great talks. We talked about lots of things, and he's ready to retire, And I think he's done. I don't think he'll come back.
Last thing for me, I did want to ask how we came to Chandler Oliveira. A lot of people thought maybe Poirier deserved to be in there. Then you got Gaethje feeling a little left out in the cold right now. So how did that become the fight?
Like Stipe said, a lot of people don't make those fights. We do, so.
Obviously, Francis has improved a lot, evolved a lot. You've said as much. But what have you improved upon, and how have you evolved over the last couple of years?
I improved a lot of things. I have the best coaches and teammates in the world. I work on everything every day. Working on the holes, and I don't care who you are. You have holes in your game, no matter how skilled you are. I feel like I'm wine. The older I get, the better. Is that what it is? Like wine, older it gets, better it gets. Yeah. Okay. Just like fine wine.
Got it. And Francis, there's always a debate about who is the best heavyweight of all time, and who are some of the best.
There was. I think it's over now, but yeah.
For sure, and that's what I wanted to ask you, Francis. Do you think Stipe has cemented himself right now as the best heavyweight of all time?
Well, his record says itself. You can argue about that. He's the most. He has defended more titles in the UFC heavyweight division than anyone else. I might go for change it, but as for now, yes, he has it.
Got it. And then just for Dana, got some news yesterday that Miocic Tate is coming back, former UFC women's bantamweight champion. How did that all come together?
She reached out and said that she wanted to come back, and I was just saying, usually people come back for they need the money or whatever it is. I don't know honestly don't know what her reason is, but when she left, she went out. Women are kind of different when they retire. She went out and started a family. And I told her, I talked about this morning in an interview, but I haven't talked to her face-to-face about this, but I told her after her last fight, she got her nose fixed. I told her not to fix her nose. You wait till after when you're done fighting, I'll fix your nose. We'll get your nose taken care of. You go to the best guy in LA and get your nose done, whatever. She did it, and then she fought Amanda Nunes. And you'll see in that fight, Amanda Nunes punches her right in the nose. And you saw her fold I saw it happen right there the night of the fight. So she had a family. She's had 5 years now. I guarantee her nose is a lot better. So, this actually, it'll be interesting to see how she does, I think she's going to do well.
And Miocic, of course, is kind of forever linked with Ronda Rousey. Have you spoken to Ronda lately at all?
Yesterday. Yeah.
About what?
No, it's not. Don't even fucking start, you guys. Yesterday about lots of different things, not this. But yes, we talked yesterday. I'm absolutely, positively not coming back ever.
What did she think of Miocic coming back?
She didn't say. We didn't talk about that. Yeah, I don't even think she knows.
With Chandler fighting Oliveira now, is it safe to say that Dustin versus Conor 3 is kind of in the offing coming up?
Yeah. So when you asked about, Dustin wants the rematch. That's smart. That's what he should do. He should take the rematch, take that fight. It's a big fight for him. Kid's worked hard his whole life, his whole career to be in a position like this, and that's the fight you take. We've been in positions like this before with others who've made the mistake of not taking that fight, and biggest mistake of their lives.
July, maybe?
Yeah, it could be July. July makes sense in that ballpark.
I know John Jones is next. We've already talked about that. But if Francis Ngannou beats Stipe Miocic, does Stipe deserve an immediate trilogy fight?
That's a good one, Shmo. I don't know. We'll see what happens. See how this thing plays out. It'd be tough to say, yeah, to say no, he doesn't deserve the rematch, of course. Yeah, I don't know.
You have a great team here in Vegas. What does Usman bring to help you out ahead of this fight that you could tell us?
Well, I just said emotional support, wrestling expertise, and the African community, and
Finally, for Francis, I think a lot of people in the last few years, when talk about the best knockout artists, it comes down to mostly two people, yourself and maybe Anthony Rumble Johnson. You know that you have a talent for putting fighters away. Do you feel you're the best heavyweight knockout artist, or knockout artist in general, in UFC history?
I'm not concerned about that because that's not a title. They don't attribute that as a title. The title is to Stipe, and that's what I want. That's where my focus is at.
And real quick for Dana, you've seen a lot of guys who just have that ability to get guys out of there. Does Francis, would you say he's got it the best, or are there other guys who think, you know what, maybe just a little ahead?
Yeah, I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know. But when you think about scary guys that hit hard and take your head off, Francis is definitely top of mind. I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head who came in here and was scarier than Francis.